Hello everyone, this is Lofabre and welcome back to this tutorial series for Endless Space 2 Penumbra expansion. This is the second tutorial for Umbral Choir faction, and this one will be about Sanctuaries. As I told you in the first one, playing the Umbral Choir means you only have one system. But you can have Sanctuaries as much as you want and everywhere you want. What are Sanctuaries? Well, as you see, these little triangles just under a system. Let's go near, closer. Here they are. And if we go into system, we can see the system, and this is our Sanctuary. Here we can grow population, only normal population, as told you before in previous tutorial. Your superpopulations won't be able to move out of your home system. Every population will start, you only will grow population here once your main system, well, your only system is completely full and has no more space. Then you will start sending population to your Sanctuaries, starting by the one with less population. You can also pick a Sanctuary by using this Sanctuary link, and if you pick a Sanctuary with a link, you can only link one at a time. Every population will come here once it's created, and also every ship you built in your system, this is the only system you can build ships, will come to the Sanctuary. This is some kind of teleportation, but very different from Bolter's one. What if let me look if I can create a very cheap ship. Just in the queue, it will take only one turn, and our Sanctuary here in Quorum, this is our link. How to remove our link? Just we can go to our main system and remove. Sorry, by clicking on the X, we can remove our link from the Sanctuary, which actually is. And here in this little screen, we can open and place our link to the Sanctuary we want. We will just pick the same, and we'll advance one turn after some explanations and see how our ship moves there. How to place a Sanctuary? Essentially, the way you can place a Sanctuary is by hacking. You have to hack a system. If you hack uncolonized systems that are uncolonized, you can place Sanctuaries in every planet you have unlocked the proper text to colonize. So in this one we can only place in arid or in Mediterranean and not in ash or lava, because we have unlocked the text to colonize arids and Mediterraneans, but we haven't for lava or ash. And now I will hack this system. Umbral Choir is the only faction that can hack systems that are not colonized, uninhabited systems, because they needed to create Sanctuaries. Let's see, in Quorum we have just hacked it, and we've got the option to create Sanctuary, and we can pick one planet we want to create a Sanctuary. As I told you before, only with the limitation that you need the text unlocked. Here is the list. I pick this one, and there's the colonization machine. I'm not sure if it has much chance, because Umbral Choir is some material, but what, it's cool to have. And you can see now there are two triangles instead of one here, and we've got two Sanctuaries instead of one. Also, Sanctuaries will give you strategic or luxury resources over the planet they are placed. And it will give you fitzy direct to your system. For your population working here like any other population. You can also, if you are interested, decolonize a sanctuary by clicking here. Oops, no, I don't want to decolonize, but if you have interest in it for some reason, you can do it. You can place 2 sanctuaries over other faction systems. You can see here, I've got a sanctuary here. A sanctuary in a planet that is also colonized by another faction. It is somewhat interesting because once I grow a population here, I'll be able to turn into sleepers in a quickest way than any other faction. To place a sanctuary in a planet that is already colonized by another faction, it has to be a colony. I'm not sure if an octopus, but you'll have to insert previously 2 sleepers, so you'll need 2 hacks in the system to insert 2 sleepers, plus a third hack. Once there are 2 sleepers, you will be able to create the sanctuary here. So a total of 3 hacks on the system to create a sanctuary if another player is quick than you. Any player, of course, can colonize this system. Any non-Umbral Choir player can colonize the system by the normal way, but your sanctuaries will remain. And in some way, sometimes maybe even interesting, letting other factions colonize this system. Sanctuaries also has another useful part, which is that they'll serve you as backdoors. About backdoors, you can see it in my tutorial about hacking. Really, I recommend you seeing first my tutorial if you are not familiar with hacking. This is on my YouTube channel and in tutorial section of Games Together platform. Here we can, as you see, we've got a sanctuary here, so I can start a hack from here. In the way you will start a hack from one of your systems or a backdoor in if you are playing any other faction. Now let's advance one turn and look at Quorum, and I'll show you how your fleet moves here with the sanctuary link. This is getting a bit slowly, but you can see here. Oh yes, blah blah. Here my fleet just appeared next to the sanctuary. Sanctuaries don't have any hangar, so your fleet will appear next to it. Of course it will appear cloaked, but you'll take a little risk if this is another faction system and has some anti-cloaking device here. Let me tell you, I think I can create another sanctuary just to show you. No, sorry. Just let me show you one last thing about sanctuaries, is that sanctuaries count toward over colonization or over expansion approval. Each system with sanctuaries will count as one system for any normal faction. But if you place more than one sanctuary in same system, it will count only as a whole system regarding approval penalties. You have things to avoid it, like tax and improvements that give you more approval, or the hero skill. Let's see the hero skill, the consoler skill. What the fuck? That the joy initiative that fixes the approval to ectasic, but in this case the joy initiative works a bit different for Umbral Choir. This is plus 5 approval per system with sanctuary and minus 20% upkeep. So it doesn't grant you that you will be ectasic, but allows you to place more sanctuaries. About this, let's have a look at Tech 3. You can see some texts have been reworked for Umbral Choir, Galactic Belonging, Approval Tech. One, they don't know what the hell is happening with Tooltip, but this will grant you some approval per sanctuary you own. The texts that give +1 system before you reach over colonization approval penalties will give it in a normal way, but you don't have autonomous administration improvement that gives you +1 over colonization threshold in systems in level 4 systems. Instead of this, you've got elevation of the integrated that gives you +10 feet per umbral shadows. So this is the name for the superpopulations, and +1 approval per umbral shadow. So if you have lots of superpopulation, you'll be able to deal with overexpansion penalty. And I think this is everything I want to tell you about Sanctuaries. I hope it wasn't messed, and I hope you forgive my accent. I hope we will see again in the next tutorial of this series. Next one will be about special nodes and Umbral Choir. It's essentially about migration and how to exploit a special node. So we'll see you again, I hope.